Alright guys, welcome back to another video, a very special video. This is the OnePlus Nord N100. Now, there's going to be a couple of devices that drop from OnePlus in the US, hopefully coming up soon. But this one right here is already available in the UK and some other parts of the world. And this is a special device because this is one of the cheapest devices, or most affordable. I shouldn't say cheap because I kind of relate that to quality. But this is one of the most affordable devices that I've seen OnePlus kick out, and it's roughly $200. You know what I'm saying? So the link in the description is to wirelessplace.com. They have it for sale right now. So if you go to the US website, you won't see this device. But if you go to the UK site and all these other sites, you will in fact see this device for sale already. And it translates to roughly $130, but you can grab it right now for under that price, like $200 roughly, and at wirelessplace.com. So be sure to hit that link in the description to grab yours. This is going to be interesting. So here it is right here. So spec wise, you have a 5,000 milliamp hour battery, 4 gigs of RAM, 64 gigs of onboard storage, a 6.5 2-inch display, dual speakers, and a triple camera. That is their selling point on this device, period. That's their selling point. That's what they want you to focus on. And there's your SIM tray ejector tool. That's what they want you to focus on. And that is what you should focus on if you're thinking about getting this device. I know that they are normally a spec giant, but you know, hey, this phone is specifically for people who want long battery life and lots of power from the display, and because the internals are like a Snapdragon 460 or something like that. It has a processor that's definitely oriented towards the budget-minded person, but nonetheless, we'll slap this back in here. There's nothing else in here. You get the little red cable and everything like that, and then a nice little clean presentation. So let's put this all aside and let's take a look at the device here. Wow, that is a beautiful looking display. Like the size of it. Oh, it's a nice. Is this an AMOLED display? Let me check real quick, man. Is this an OLED display? No, it's an IPS LCD. It looks the screen looks really black. You can see the camera cutout right there. So let's peel off this sticker here. The back is definitely plastic. I can tell by the way it looks and feels, but this is a different setup. This is really clean, man. Even though it's not black, it's definitely picked up some fingerprints. So let's get the microfiber cloth. It's a soft touch matte feel on the back, and there's that display right there. So I'm gonna get this all set up, and then we'll go ahead and wow, this is it's coming from, okay, let me grab the 8T here. Just want to grab this already. This feels really premium compared to this device right here. But obviously the build is going to be different and everything. So that's just how it works. But you get a sense of how the display sizes are real fast. And I'm gonna get them set up and everything. I'm gonna get this one set up, and then I'll be back. But wanted to go ahead and I had to see how those felt next to each other. This one has a 5,000 milliamp hour battery. I don't know if it doesn't feel hollow, but I can tell that's plastic. It is what it is. But nonetheless, around the top here, you've got a microphone hole there. And you got a headphone jack on the bottom, which is very nice to have a headphone jack. Type C speaker grill there. And then you've got your SIM tray up here on the top left of the phone with the volume rocker and then the power button. And did you notice what was missing on this device? Anyone notice yet? Yeah, no mute vibrate switch. So they really cut some corners on here. They had to break it down and bring that price down. So no mute vibrate switch, and I think that's pretty strange to get OnePlus like that. So it's different. It's definitely different, and I'm gonna pop a SIM card in here too. So let me get this set up real quick, and I'll be right back. All right, guys. So we're back, and I wanted to go ahead and use the OnePlus 8T to record this next part of the video, so he can record his little baby cousin. So this is an eclectic device, to say the least, that's coming from OnePlus. Now let me give you the official spec rundown before I show you cameras and things like that. So 6.52 inch 720 by 1600 display at 90 hertz. That right there alone is different. And then you've got a 13 megapixel on the back, and you've got a fingerprint reader on the back, and they only shoot 1080p. 8 megapixel on the front that shoots 1080p. 4 gigs of RAM, a Snapdragon 460, a 5,000 milliamp hour battery inside. Plastic frame, dual SIM with the nano SIM, and you can do dual standby, and you can also have an SD card in there with one SIM card. And then you've got Gorilla Glass 3 on the front. It comes with Android 10. It's got 4 gigs of RAM, like I said, 64 gigs of storage, UFS 2.1. And then you've got a 13 megapixel wide, 2 megapixel macro, and 2 megapixel depth. Yeah. HDR on the front camera and HDR on the rear camera. Again, both coming in at 1080p. And then you've got Bluetooth 5.0, stereo speakers, Type-C 2.0, and USB on the go, because some of you guys might need that, dual band Wi-Fi, etc., etc. 18-watt fast charger. And then you got the basics like gyro and proximity sensor. So, again, this is an eclectic device coming from OnePlus because it's different. It's way in a whole nother area, the arena that I've seen OnePlus, because it's a low price, and it's still gonna, from what I've seen so far, there's also a software update on here too. And this is what it's going to do. It's going to optimize the filming results, improve image quality, take care of some Bluetooth issues, and optimize the system. So I'll install that after the video. But it does have voice over LTE. You will get LTE in the US, so I'm going to turn off Wi-Fi, and then I'm going to go ahead and open up the browser, and I'm going to go ahead and do a speed test. Only thing I've noticed that was different from this, I've used the Snapdragon 460 or 410. I forgot which one I used. The 400 series is a decent series, but it's strange to know that, you know, in 2020, OnePlus chose to go with this very low-end processor over the 600 series at least. And really, to me, there's no reason why this has a 400 series processor. I don't know why they would go this route, but they did. And it's not that you're going to get poor performance or anything like that. Those are some AT&T LTE speeds. It's not that I'm getting poor performance. I'm just kind of curious why. That's all. So the software wise, now it didn't come in dark mode like this. It came in regular mode. Let's go to settings real quick and just notice how the device flows, and look at how, let's crank the brightness way up too. For a sec, you can see, okay, so the brightness is way up right there. Let's turn on Wi-Fi again. All right, so now obviously I showed you that software update that's waiting for me. Then you've got Bluetooth connections. I don't believe this has NFC. I don't think it does. You've got your Wi-Fi and everything in there. Display, you can see here, adaptive brightness. You can change from cool to warm. You got your refresh rate in here. You can set it to 90 or 60, and I think that's a huge plus when it comes to no OnePlus pun intended, but that's an advantage. You know, this phone is $200, and some of you guys are really into this 90 hertz thing. It's going to work for you. You got your night mode, your reading mode, ambient display. You can see there, lift to show display message. I can put anything in there. Let's just put. Come on. There we go. All right, let's put that Mr. J. Williams like that, and then and just notice how the device flows. That's what I'm wanting you to see. You can change the font size, obviously, display scaling and things like that. You got your status bar, display network speed. I always do that. See here, you can do hidden. Just have the percentage there, like I like it sometimes. Auto rotate, and then screensaver clock. And then let's get down here into customizations. And this is where I went in and changed the tone. I changed the tone to dark. It was on colorful to start off with, so I changed it to dark. And then you can do the different buttons. So let's just change it to red, and we'll just do it like that. And you see the time it takes to process some of these things. That's that processor, because 4 gigs of RAM is way more than enough. Then you got your system icons. Now, ironically, it shows an NFC symbol there, but I don't believe this has NFC. I gotta really dig in here to see if this has NFC. But anyway, you got your icon pack. The good thing about OnePlus devices, you can change out your icon pack without even having to do anything to it, and you can change your font. And then you got your sound and vibrate. You got your buttons and gestures, navigation, and everything like that. I obviously have it on the navigation for gestures, but you can have it any way you want. And one thing I do need to turn off, because I don't like, okay, good, it's already turned off. I don't like having double click on the power button. Apps and notifications, screen, skill light. The fingerprint reader kind of gave me a hassle. It kept saying it was dirty. I don't know what that was about, but you can see how slow the fingerprint reader is, or how fast it is, whichever way you want to swing it. Again, this battery life should be really excellent on here. I'm kind of curious to see how that's going to be. Here's your storage here. I got all the apps I want to install on here, and I still got, I've used 33%, so roughly 42%, 43% left, 43 gigs, I'm sorry. And then you got your digital well-being and blah, blah, blah. The same old thing. This comes with Android 10, and it should be pretty fast. I mean, let me show you the cameras, and then, we'll close this thing out. All right, man. So there it is. OnePlus Nord walkthrough, first impressions. It's different from OnePlus. I like the look of it. I like the feel of it. I'll use it. I'll test it out. I'll give you follow-up videos. I'll give you an exclusive video on the cameras. I'll get out and I'll take it somewhere. Like I do. Take some photos of things and just try to get more coverage on it if I can. And we'll definitely give you a full review on this thing. I really love the body of this thing. And again, if you're just wondering, I'm using the OnePlus 8T to record this second half of the video. But I'm really liking the body of this thing. And it just looks really nice. It looks really nice. But, no vibrate mute switch. I'm kind of disappointed in that. But it is what it is. And then, it's got stereo sound and everything. So let me fire up something real quick. All right, let's get this video. And you let me know if you want to see more videos on this car. I mean, that's some good quality sound right there. Those stereo speakers are nice. It's a mixed bag. I think if they just would have gone with a 600 series processor, the fluidity that we're used to, we would see it. Now, this is flowing right along, but my concern would be, maybe down the line. But again, this is a $200 device. So it's totally worth it for what from where I sit right now, this is worth $200. I mean, you got a 720p display, but you got a 90 hertz 720p display, a 5,000 mAh battery. It's going to get software updates from OnePlus. It is what it is. Hit the link in the description. Head over to wirelessplace.com. This is one that I wanted to pick up for sure because this is like that freebie from OnePlus. We're gonna mix some of our phones together and just throw some things in a bag and shake it, and then here's what we come up with. That's kind of how I feel about it. But it's worth $200, I would say. It's your man Jay. Hope you guys enjoyed. Now, before we get out of here, I know you're going to say, well, Jay, there's a ton of other phones that have a 1080p display. In 2020, we shouldn't have a 720p display. I don't disagree. I agree with you. There are a ton of things they could have done different on this device. They definitely could have put a 1080p display. And that right there alone would have made things different. And then they've just bumped the processor up to a 625, an old processor or something, or just something that's along the and I know the 460 is one of the newer processors, and again, it's not bad. It's not sluggish or slow or anything's wrong with it, but I don't know the longevity of the device, this processor. But anyway, it's your man Jay. Hope you guys enjoyed, and I'll see you in the next video. Take care.